I
It blows me.
want to throw this to the MDs. Current testing methods. I've been hearing like Brother Goose, Brother Tench. He said something about at his job they're using a drool method, and I'm like, man, it's. I'm like, are you sure they're not just trying to treat you like you're a gorilla? Because he works it all right here. He's like, man, I gotta go. He's like, and I got a drool on a thing, and I'm like, come on, man. Like I'm at work, I got a suit on, and the white boys are like, come on over here and drool. Man, I'm not doing that. So I'm saying, like, explain the testing, y'all, please.
There's a saliva. They're talking about saliva testing. There's still the nasal swab, but there's saliva tests that have emergency use authorization. I mean, well, they have FDA approval, I should say. FDA approved saliva testing. But that's what the University of Illinois is doing. They have a proprietary test down there. It's worked beautifully. All you gotta do is you gotta spit so much into a little cup. It's better than taking a nasal swab, picking your brain a little bit. It's a little less invasive. You can go in the bathroom, spit in a cup, and take it, and then hand it in. And it's try to be less invasive and less invasive and less uncomfortable. But it's supposed to be a good test. There are about 100 tests out there, literally. 100.
So are the tests more accurate? Like, are they more accurate than they were? Because I remember it was a big issue.
Yeah, there are about 100 tests with different accuracy, but those supposed to, I mean, they're decent enough. If they've been approved and most people are using them, then they're decent enough for screening. They're decent enough for screening levels. Yeah. I mean, and that's newer since the last time we talked. They're using a lot of people are using the saliva test now.
Yeah,
So I know that
go ahead, bro.
last year in the NFL, and we got tested at least 2 or 3 times before each game, and there was a saliva test that was available. It was a test tube that was about yay big. We had to fill it up maybe half the way. It took a little effort, you know, but the FDA has.
Oh my God! I wish I can get footage of these brothers doing that, man. Mail the shit out of them when this is all over and everybody realizes. Damn. But go ahead, Noop. I'm sorry, Dr. Gay.
So the FDA has an approved list of tests. So each test that comes out has to get FDA approval for accuracy and so forth. So, but yeah, you're right. Kier is right. The saliva test has been around for a while. It's U of I. That's right.
That's right.
And
hey, big ups, U of I.
But you know, they're still using the nasal swab as well. So both.
I'd like to boost up my immunity in a holistic way. We kind of covered this last time, but you know, since it got deleted, what should be my approach? I want to start with Dr. Conrad and then throw it to the MDs.
Yeah, I appreciate that. This is a tough one to talk about because there's a cognitive aspect of it, you know, and people understand fruits and vegetables, you know, natural foods that are not processed, you know, are going to be healthier for you. Like, we know that. We all been to science class. We all understand what vitamins and nutrients are and all that stuff. But then there's this emotional part of our brains, and we like what we like. And for the most part, our decision-making apparatus is controlled more so by this emotional part. So it applies in other aspects of our lives, and it applies in terms of taking care of ourselves and nutrition. So until we can individually, until we can somehow tap into a higher level of emotional intelligence so that we can understand when emotions are guiding our behavior as opposed to the facts, cognition, things that we really know to be true, until we get, you know, some kind of hold on that, be able to redirect those emotions. Can't get rid of them, but if we can understand them and redirect them, we can start making better decisions. So ultimately, we know that meats and dairy and processed foods and alcohols and cigarette smoke, and we know all these contribute to chronic health diseases like diabetes and heart disease, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. There's no mystery. When they go put you on the table and they do a bypass surgery and they clean out the doctors can tell you this, they clean out your arteries.
Happened to one of my buddies.
Just look at the stuff they take out. They ain't taking out no spinach out your artery. Just look at what they taking out. And that's the stuff that you probably don't want to eat.
I never heard that before.
So that's why one of the reasons we're at higher risk of COVID and a whole host of other
totally right.
infections.
Oh, Lord. All right. So one other thing that can't be discounted, we're talking about a holistic approach, exercise and sleep.
Absolutely.
Exercise.
Yep. Yes. Yeah.
And hydration, and so, obviously,
Yes.
you know what, Jarek, you're absolutely correct. Nutritionally, we have to separate from what's easy and what tastes good. Because quite frankly, when you talk about processed foods, when you really want to make a spaghetti sauce or you really want to make spaghetti, how much time does it really take?
None. And then you make extra and you put it away and you have it for next time. You could jar it just like they do. I figured it all out.
So,
Yeah.
but if you start by making those choices, but don't forget about sleep, don't forget about exercise, and I'm not talking about going to the gym all the time, just walking. So those are two very important things I think most people forget all about.
Okay, Dr. Honore, anything to add to that, or were they thorough?
I'm all about. I mean, and two. Sometimes I say tell people to take extra vitamin D because we're indoors a lot, and extra vitamin C. I try to say, we're pretty deficient on vitamin C a lot, vitamin D as well, and that's why I tell people to take a vitamin D supplement. I try to tell a lot of people that's what I take every day, extra D, and I take
one as
I take a
well.
bunch of supplements, but extra D and extra C as well, though, and like just a general multivitamin is good too a day. Yeah. Along with the dietary, exercise, and sleep, like these brothers said.
And one final thing that, Jarek, I know you know about emotional health. So making sure you have enough. That's the other problem with the pandemic is.
That's what we've been saying, man.
Enough emotional connections that are healthy for you.
Dr. Gay, I can't even see people smile. Do you know how that used to brighten each other's day? You come into a place, I might say something slick, but I'm smiling, and the person's smiling back, and now it's none of that. And everybody, but go ahead, Dr. Gay, go ahead. Yeah.
Well, that was it. And so the one thing I'm seeing now is that they're marketing these whole face shields, which are they frame the face.
Yes.
So that might be the next thing that could happen to allow people to have that facial and non-verbal communication, which is again very much a part of our existence.
It's key. You guys were talking about body language. Cannon was talking about
non-verbal body language.
Yes.
Let's reinforce that. Let's put some there's data associated with this. So lack of relationships contribute to a whole host of long-term health problems as well, including premature death.
I'll say life expectancy, number one. Yep.
Absolutely.
Shorter life expectancy, man.
Okay.
And to follow in with that, the Bible said made us communal beings from the beginning. So
from the start, well, I thought Adam, we
Lord have mercy.
I know.
That's another conversation.
That's another conversation. It's another conversation. But they said Adam was Atom, A-T-O-M, but whole nother conversation. Now,
that is the Lord help.
I see cats. We're gonna. Pastor Stewart, we're gonna have to bring you. Pastor Stewart.
Oh my God.
We're gonna have to bring you in for. Sit down on the show one day, individual, and we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay. I see cats wearing the face mask. I call them face diapers while riding along in their vehicles with the windows up, or even walking through the park and there's nobody around. Is this necessary, people?
No, it's not necessary. If you're alone, if you're walking outside alone, if you're alone in your vehicle, it is not necessary to have to wear your mask. Not at all.
Dr. Honore, what if I'm jogging in a park and then someone jogs adjacent to me crossing paths?
Put your mask up.
Put your mask up if necessary. Then and then take.
Just want to clarify.
Do not do jogging with that mask on. I'm telling you, you're gonna do more damage. You're gonna do more damage to God's creation than you would. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, you got to be able to breathe that air when you're doing that. Your body's gonna be like, "What is he doing? What is he doing out there? He's got a diaper on his face and he's running." You know what I mean?
Not enough oxygen.
Yeah.
Little man's gonna be like,
lungs.
turn up the oxygen out there. We're not getting enough. It's not a big enough supply.
Pass out right
You
here.
will. You will. If
Get
this
in
mask is
Get in the prone position and pass out right here. We're gonna increase the tongue size. Increasing the tongue size. You know what I mean? Then he's a Kappa. You know what I mean?
It's so stupid.
I digress.
Conversion, bro.
I digress. Here we go. let's talk about placebo and nocebo effect. I don't know how about that. I've done a lot of research on it personally. When I say research, I mean watching YouTube videos. I mean, let's keep it on
YouTube University.
And the shortest ones too. I told Tori, find the
YouTube
shortest
University.
ones. Yeah, and find the shortest ones too, because you don't want to, you put them on double speed and put them on double speed.
Rub them halfway through.
I got it.
That is hilarious.
So, but so this is for the MDs, the health and wellness, and for the pastor.
There's a lot of disinformation and misinformation out there. I'm just saying.
Okay.
A lot of it. I've heard some people say, "Oh, the COVID vaccine is gonna change your DNA and all this other stuff." It doesn't even work like that. Or they're injecting real. I heard somebody say that. Some nurse practitioner, sound like a quack to me, said, "Oh, they're injecting live virus into your body, or they're gonna manipulate your DNA." I'm like, no, that's not how it works at all. And that's misinformation. Family members came to me with several YouTube videos for clarity. And
do you think those types of fears could be leading to some of the people's, quote, reactions to the vaccination?
I'm 100%. People are stoking the flames of, stoking the flames of just discontent and fear and fear mongering. And like brother Pastor Stewart was saying, there are a lot of followers and not a lot of people who take that same smartphone and start researching different sources on their own. The same smartphone is what I use to read my literature and look up stuff. Is the same smartphone you TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and all.
Facts. And then research your researchers.
Research your researchers. Yes.
Check on who you asking, who funded them, where they come from, what they look like. You know how long Ocean Spray been telling you cranberry helps kidney function? Do you know who funded it? Ocean Spray.
Right. That's quality research. No.
Hey, big ups. Hey, big ups to Ocean Spray, and Ocean Spray send us a check. All right, we take that. Anybody got anything to add?
I want to go back to the previous question about wearing masks. So just really quickly, University of Iowa study from July of last year of 2020. Wearing a mask doesn't change any of your respiratory parameters. It doesn't make you retain carbon dioxide. It doesn't decrease your oxygenation. And the key point here is those oxygen molecules and CO2 molecules are very tiny. They slip right through the filtering mechanism of the mask. So I know there was some question about that, but scientifically that's been all discounted.
Are those molecules smaller or larger than the Corona 19?
I knew he was going to ask that next.
Well, hey, we got a nation. I'm just asking questions. Don't judge me. We leave our gavels at home.
They are smaller.
They are smaller.
Okay. Thank you. Great
Just
answer.
one quick piece about the misinformation and the disinformation and all that. I hear a lot of people saying, well, you got to be able to think for yourself.
Correct.
But they mean different. They mean a different thing than what we mean, right? We mean look at the facts and start to process that. But when they say think for yourself, they mean, follow a conspiracy theory.
That's exactly
the reality is you say you don't want to be like everybody else. You don't want to be, this follower, this guppy, this fish, this lemming, whatever you want to call it.
I don't want to be joining the Nazi party. I'm that guy hey, I don't like this. But everybody's doing it.
The whole world is wearing red. Yeah, just kind of pick red. Mm-hmm. The whole world is wearing red.
Great choice.
And so you see 6 people over there, they're wearing yellow, and you decide, I'm going to think for myself. So I'm going to go over here and wear yellow. You ain't thinking for yourself. You just thinking with a smaller group. You following the yellow piece, only 6 of them.
You're right.
You ain't wearing the color by yourself, though. It just kills me. They wearing a T-shirt with something else, and we think for ourselves.
That's true.
You just with a
who else
you just with a different group.
E equals MC squared. He thought for himself, and so did Elder Watson Diggs. He thought for himself too. All right, so Earl B. Dickerson. No, Elder Watson Diggs.
Elder Watson Diggs.
Yeah, and Earl B. Dixon, but Elder Watson Diggs. Yep. All right, but here we go, you guys. But I appreciate that, y'all. Trust me, I have to do this for the sake of the show. All right, we